So, yeah, we're going to give people a little time to show up before we get into the takes. Because people love the takes, and I love giving the takes. And I have a lot of them. I've been lighting up the Twitter today with the takes. I even got one of my questions answered, as much as you can call it an answer, which is not much. So basically, given that player sentiment satisfaction towards the mode has been predominantly negative, how does that feedback factor in? Players are engaged, but hating the experience, is that considered a positive? And they were basically like, well, we push back on that. The sentiment has been predominantly negative. There are many different ways we look at stuff outside of social media, and according to our surveys and data, the mode is actually very successful. And I was like, all right, then. You're saying that it's successful because of data, and we're essentially all just a minority who don't matter, is the vibe I get. So I was like, all right, so this isn't unusual for there to be more negative feedback than positive feedback online, but can data really provide a meaningful metric when so much of it is driven by the rewards rather than the specific experience of the diner? How is the data able to separate those who play the mode for its unique elements versus those just playing for free things? This is something they cannot or will not disclose. Because, I mean, it's just engagement. It's purely... Them saying Diner did well, it's engagement. It drove engagement. But here's some things that Original Diner had that 2 does not. Original Diner had the biggest Marvel movie of the year, acting as a advertising mechanic for it. That definitely helped. And they also locked the key meta counter card behind the experience. Now, you could say, well, there are some better borders or a little bit more currency or something, but the card is shit. It looks pretty shit. And I think the card is what drove a lot of people. So I think a lot of people are just going to say, this isn't worth the headache, and I'm just not going to get the card. I think we're not going to get a second graphic on Deadpool's Diner, because it's not going to be good compared to the first one, when they had, the momentum of the Deadpool movie and a more sought-after character and card than they do right now. For example, I strongly dislike the Diner. I find it adds more stress than enjoyment, and the larger stakes feel artificial and don't provide me more enjoyment than just winning a high cube game elsewhere. Getting locked out and having a pop-up ask for gold each time adds unneeded salt in the wound there too. This is me trying to be charitable, by the way. I tried to phrase this fairly charitably, but I think it's so fucking obnoxious that you lose and they spam you with a pop-up to spend gold. It's literally like they're saying, you lost, haha, fuck you, pay me. They just need to add Ben Brode's laughing as a soundbite to go with the all the Deadpool ones, and we're good. But I still engage with it because of the rewards, in spite of not enjoying the gameplay. Unlike High Voltage, which was cool and people liked. Is this something being considered? Because for the most part, it feels like the feedback from Diner's first run was largely ignored, which it was, and it's been touted as a success because of its engagement numbers, regardless of the reasons why people were choosing to engage with it. The amount of people who just straight up say, hey, yeah, I'm only doing this for the fucking rewards. I don't care about the mode. I don't like the mode. A lot of people actively dislike it. But they're still engaging with it because this game's economy sucks so much dirty asshole that you need to take any free-to-play scraps you can get. It's just like, oh my god. I said we wouldn't start with a rant, but here we are. So silly, man. It's so silly. They never learn. Sure, it's okay. It's fine. Surely, we've got a surefire banger series drop announcement on Monday, right? The hits, they start coming and they don't stop coming. I agree. I would not engage if not for the rewards. Yeah, me neither. Like, I played High Voltage after I got all the rewards because it was more fun for me to do that, to clear out my quests when I needed to, play some Snap before they rolled over. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Sometimes I even played for, an extra game or two after the quests because it was different and it was fast and it was fun. I'm not going to pretend like everyone liked High Voltage. I know there were some people who didn't, and I think that's a fine opinion to have. But I think even if you disliked High Voltage, you can't argue that it wasn't like a more inventive departure from the normal gameplay, which I think is what a lot of people want. A lot of people want something new. They just don't know what that new thing is that they want. And High Voltage struck a chord because it was very casual and chill and fast. And Diner is so similar to the regular game, except there are more retreats, and the game tells you to go fuck yourself when you crash out. I seen the gold bundle in the shop. Let's see. Collector bundle. 2 keys for 6,500. Is this good? I don't know what to make of most bundles anymore. I rely on the websites to tell me what to think in terms of value because I stopped giving a shit about the specifics of this game's economy a while ago. Like, I don't have the energy to care to like look into it like I used to, being frankly. And you aren't timed out after losing in High Voltage. Yes, exactly. Like, you can play as much or as little of that as you want. And that's what Snap gets right? I absolutely fucking hate keys and bundles. As an endgame player, I want credits for splits, not keys. Yeah, I agree. I always find the key bundles to be a bit confusing to me. My guess is there is a section of like free to play or pass only people that value them. I don't know though. I do not know. And then you have this. They're just selling the Series 5 card. I think, bundle-wise, this is probably a decent value. But you have to remember, anytime we're saying decent value, all I'm saying is decent value in the context of a system that is, like, built up around bad value. Like, there's a reason I'm not buying it. I spent money on other games today, and I'm going to get a lot more fun and time out of them than I would spending that money on Marvel Snap. I tweeted about it. For those who don't know, Amazon Black Friday shit has started, and they had some good game deals, and I'm excited. My gaming backlog, seeing 3 new games that will take 150 hours to beat arrive in the mail. I made kind of a hard rule where I don't buy games as they come out as much anymore, because by the time I get to them, they usually are on sale. And I got all 3 of these games: Metaphor, SMT5, Vengeance, and Armored Core 6. I got all these games for the price of 1 whale bundle in Marvel Snap. That's 150 hours if I do the bare minimum. It's probably more like 200 or 250 if I want to go like hard on completion shit in these 2, because these are long ass RPGs. So yeah, if you're an RPG head, check out also, you know what else we have to talk about? And I'm gonna this is another thing I'm gonna wait to talk about a little bit, but I think it's so funny. So like, apparently Hoogland just like either was removed or rage quit out of the Snap Discord. I don't know which exactly happened. All I know is he's not there anymore from what I've seen. And it all stemmed from, I guess they get a lot of feedback about Arsham. Who would be surprised that Arsham, makes people give a lot of feedback, right? And so the mods finally made a feedback thread or something. And my understanding is he told his community about it, and they came in to respond in the feedback thread. And I'm assuming a bunch of them downvoted it or something, like hit it with a little negative sign. I wasn't there when it happened. Like, I saw this after the fact, but all I saw was like apparently the mods were accusing him of brigading the thread, and so they took away the ability to react to the post. You couldn't give it the little plus or the little minus anymore. You can still comment and say what you want to say, but for whatever reason they got rid of that, and they were basically like, yeah, you told people what to say and come here, which, I mean, it's I'll keep it straight with you guys. You know I do not care for Hoogland. I don't think he did that. Maybe he did. I don't spend time on his stream to find out, but I don't think that's actually what he did, which made this even funnier to me. So I think he just gave people like the heads up, hey, this is a thing. Because if you are a person who streams Marvel Snap, giving people an outlet to say how they feel about Arsham, especially when you as a streamer dislike Arsham, yeah, of course, like, hell, I'll link you guys to the thread right fucking now, so you can go say whatever you want to say about it. But I'm not, like, coaxing you to go, like, say what I think. But it turns out, you know, when you watch someone a lot, usually you end up having some overlapping opinions. So basically, the mods accused him of brigading the thread, and he got really mad about that. And I think that made him, like, dip out of the Discord. This meme sums it up for me, though. I don't have a dog in this race. Both sides are kind of dumb for different reasons. I'm just having a laugh. Watching fucking Hoogland and the Snap Discord mods fight each other. I think that's fucking hilarious. I think it is incredibly funny. And it's funnier because, like, he was, like, such the biggest fucking big shield defender, terminal glazer of this game for so fucking long. You couldn't say one bad thing about it. And now he's like, oh, I'm gonna quit, and all this other shit. And it's like, bro, he defended Arsham so hard with that card released. It was just like, yeah, oh, and now it's ruining the game for you. Now it's taken over Conquest, and you can't play Conquest anymore because you hate playing Arsham all the time. Gee, how weird. Let me go pull up this tweet of you saying anyone who thinks Arsham is OP is bad at the game when it came out. Like, holy fuck. The dude is just insufferable and a fucking plague on any community he joins. And the Snap community will be so much better off if he decides to not be a part of it anymore. Holy fuck, dude. I've seen it in Magic. I've seen it in, I don't even know what other games he's been to because I don't particularly follow the man. But it's when you see the same thing happening over and over again, and the one common denominator is this person, it's almost like this person is the cause of these issues. You know? Like, it's just fucking math, man. It's just... I have to decide what I want to play. I have all these decks. I haven't really decided. But yeah, that's our Snap drama update for the day. I thought that was so fucking funny, man. That was cracking me up. Because that dude will turn on any and every person the second, like, it stops being beneficial to him. As soon as Snap starts declining and he no longer agrees with the decisions they're making, even though they're not meaningfully different from the decisions they were making months ago, it's the same shit. Nothing changed, really. Like, you're a rabid fucking animal. Like, you're just in it for you, which, hey, you do you, but that's a terrible way to... I think it's a terrible way to, like, run an online community. Like, it just creates such a bad vibe. This would be blocked me on Twitter. Oh yeah, I was blocked on Twitter by him. God, probably before I even started playing Snap, I bet, because I liked some Magic the Gathering person's tweet that he didn't agree with or something. That was King E-Tree. I've seen some people have gotten the card already. I have literally played one game of Deadpool's Diner so I could make the video on it, which is doing really well. Shout out to all of you watching it. I know the YouTube video stuff hasn't been as frequent this month, but it's nice to see the Deadpool Diner still do well, or the videos still do well, that is. Especially because 90% of that video was just Dex. Like, I only talked about the diner for like 3 minutes because there was nothing to talk about. I didn't want to, I figured I'd save the rant for stream, you know? I thought Deadpool's Diner was badly received the first time. Surprised it came back. I think they put a lot of work into it, and they don't want to scrap it. And they view it positively from their internal metrics by everything they have said publicly. Which bub table do bots stop appearing? I think it's the Jello one. People kept telling me Jello. Blind Owl's Jello. It might be sooner. I don't know. This is what I've heard from people grinding. Thanks for the follow. DP underscore 050419. There's a very specific sequence of numbers. It is Jello? Cool. Yeah, so apparently this is where they stop. Are there more or less of these? Does anyone count? Is it more? I think it's more. They didn't fix the gap, though. $80K for... Like, there's such a huge gap. That was one of the complaints people had, was there are like 2 points where there's a very, very large gap. And they didn't really adjust that at all. Remember when it first came out, people lost one game and lost all their bubs and had to wait half a day. Yeah, it's silly. 30 an hour. 30 bubs an hour. I think I'm going to play the Moon Monkey deck. So yeah, I'm sure we'll talk more about it as we go, but gives us a jumping off point. I have a lot of thoughts about it. I just like it so much as a mode. Love that Secondary said the diner was new and improved, and that basically just meant new Doodles and Deadpool voiceover. Yeah, pretty much. Doodles, which, by the way, some people are not super pleased with. On a personal level, I don't really give a shit that much. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to be funny and be in character for Deadpool. I don't think a lot of people are going to take it that way. To be honest, because when you try and make all these kind of like in jokes or making fun of yourself when like people are not happy with you, I don't think people just like, I don't think that hits the same when it's coming straight from the corporation itself, you know? Like, here are some examples in my comments. I really don't appreciate the mocking of players with the background doodles in the diner. If you don't know, they're little images making fun of the spotlight system and $99 bundles. I'll show them at some point. They don't come off as cute or funny. They come off as extremely tone deaf. I hadn't noticed that until you pointed it out. And yeah, whoever made those is an angry person that doesn't take feedback well. Kind of makes you want to give them the finger and stop playing. Yeah, it's like, bro, the spotlight one I at least thought was kind of funny. Everyone will have like a different take on this, right? Like, I don't think there's a necessarily right take to have on it, but I think you are I think the $99 bundles one, you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire, poking fun at that one in a time where economical issues are pretty high up on a lot of people's radar. I think you're playing with fire there a little bit. Personally, that's just me. Oh boy, I wonder if this is a real player, yeah. Show the ambulance one? Yeah, we'll look through it. I'm also annoyed that they they just don't they don't fucking tell us anything, man. Like I had to wait for they said in their little announcement release thing, they were like, yeah, Diner is improved and we're doing new stuff with it, or like we have Diner 2.0 and it's improved. And they didn't say anything else after that, publicly or privately. And so I just had to wait for it to come out and see what the new stuff was. And I was like, oh, there's nothing. And it fucked up my schedule. So 3 would get this to 3, and all these are 1s, so... Wait, Kitty is net positive here because it'll get me another energy, which will make... But I use that 1 energy on this. So I get 1 point here, but I lose 1 point on the sunspot. Doesn't really matter. Replacement for Bob, sadly, I'm not sure this deck has a good replacement for Bob, if I'm being honest. You know what you could do? You could play like 0 Martyr. You could go Bob for Martyr and then put in 0 over like Wasp. So is the new card as good as Cassandra was? Not even close. Not even remotely close. The new card I think is bad, actually. Thinking about spending 6K on Bob, just not sure if it's worth it. In my humble opinion, Bob is one of the best cards to spend the tokens on. No hyperbole. Like, Bob is not returning to Spotlight caches that we know of in December or in January. And I do not think he will get nerfed until he comes back and more people can reasonably acquire him. So I think there has never been a better time to buy Hydra Bob if you have the means. What a game. Bro, they're gonna make me turn off the fucking audio in this game if I have to hear this every game. Normally I like the voiceover stuff, but if I'm gonna have to hear it if I'm gonna have to hear Deadpool yapping every game, that shit's going off. The response is basically, we actually like Diner exactly the way it was, which is what they should have said instead of claiming they improved it. Yeah, I agree. People still would have been mad, but I mean, that's what their actions are telling us, right? Like, Diner was massively successful. I bet it made them a bunch of money from all the people who are stupidly burning gold on it, you know? It's Jane Foster at home. They really heard all the criticism for the first time from Diner and said, you know what, we're good. Yeah. The one guy who was responsible for designing Diner was like, alright, I'm gonna head out. The Diner variant could at least be different than Conquest. What's up, Neil? Yeah, I agree on that too. I agree on that too. The only I will say, one person on Twitter did give me they were looking the long-term view at it. They were like, you know what, I'm happy with the second Jane because it's gonna make it easier to complete a Jane album that I'm sure will eventually come out. And I was like, honestly, you're probably not wrong. Fair enough. Thought that was kind of funny. We'll have 2 Ultimate Janes in it, though. Yeah, but if you have enough Janes with the bonus shit, You'll probably still complete it, but I'm sure it will. This is probably overkill, but there's no kill like overkill, as they say. Chavez. Classic. Classic. I wonder if they factored in whether the diner play rate will drop because the new card is not essential. Cassandra Nova at the time was a must-have to deal with Arsham. It sure was.
Smells like victory.
It sure was. The new card, I think you're going to see a huge drop-off in stats, and I don't think we're going to... I think if that happens, we're not going to get an infographic again. You got him earlier today. Oh, so you're already done with it, right? I know a few people who are done with it. I'm kind of surprised. Bunch of bots. Did you get bots higher up? Many people I know, after a certain point, the bots are gone. But I don't know if that's just like an MMR thing or not. Not past yellow. Okay, so your experience is consistent with what I have also heard then. My opinion is great. I think it's a fine card. I think, like, if you compare it to Cassandra Nova, you're going to be disappointed. But Cassandra Nova was a high bar and was very relevant to the... metagame at the time. Also, they legit like ripped Cassandra Nova out of a spotlight cache to put it in the diner. Like, they didn't have a new card that week. It feels like, I think they want these freebie cards to be more like Agony or King Itiri, where it's like, it's a fine card, but it's very niche. It's not something you would want to open from, you know, like a spotlight cache, but you're happy to get it from a free mode. If you like playing the Thor stuff, I'm sure you're plenty happy to have a new thing to mess with. Yeah, I mean, one thing I have seen, I don't think anybody complain about, is the rewards. The rewards are good, but the rewards were never the problem, right? Like, no one complained about the rewards last time. The rewards are what make people play it. I hear way more from people who play it because they just want the rewards than, like, yeah, I enjoy the twist on the gameplay. Which, to me, that says you have made a bad mode. Like, I know so many people who played High Voltage after they finished it because they genuinely found it to be different and fun. I know far less people who did that with Deadpool's Diner. But the rewards are great. I had someone on Twitter who was like, I wish this is what ladders should be. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, more rewards to keep you motivated. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. They're never going to do it because their economy is perpetually hanging on by a thread or something. But, like, yeah, having rewards for doing something you enjoy is a good thing. But when you ask people, like, are you doing this for the rewards, or are you doing it because you find the dynamic of Diner interesting, I hear way more from the people who are just like, I just want the fucking rewards, man. That's not to say there are no people who enjoy the, you know, the different take on it. I know there are some people who do. And if you do, more power to you. Like, I wish I enjoyed it like those people. I do not. I actively do not, and I greatly look forward to the end of Diner right from the start. Bad game mode. High Voltage was fun. Diner's a hassle. Yep. That's my feeling too. You know what's not a hassle? This beautiful pixel devil dinosaur. Can you elaborate on the Arsham poll? Was it for creators or the public? Did it come from Second Dinner or just mods? Well, if there was any kind of internal thing, I would not be talking about it because that would be NDA'd. So I can't speak to that at all. But what I can speak to is the thing I was talking about earlier was in the public forum. It was a public part of the Discord where people could go to voice their complaints and feelings about the card. And they do that pretty often when there's a topic that people keep making multiple threads about. They do like a mega thread. It's come up. They did it for the split compensation. They did it for a lot of different things. What's up, Stefan? One of the things Deadpool's Diner does is having a mechanic to bankrupt you, which is generally a bad feeling. Yeah. The bad feeling, I talked about this a lot the first time Diner came out, and nothing has changed, but I'm sure, you know, many people weren't around for that or didn't hear what I had to say on it. But it's very simple. We, as human beings, the vast majority of us, we have a tendency, psychologically, to remember negative experiences and things more easily or more frequently than positive ones. I think on average, it takes like 4 positive experiences to essentially like even out one truly very, very negative experience. And Deadpool's Diner is full of negative experiences when you crash out, and it doesn't, you don't have the other end of that. Like, the positive experience you get from winning a game of a bunch of bubs isn't so positive that it makes up for the negative one. Does that make sense? Like these numbers get so big and arbitrary. The only positive thing here is like, oh, I'm getting the rewards. The rewards are positive. But it's like, if the rewards are the only positive thing, like, why is this its own fucking game mode? Like, the game mode isn't what's making people happy. It's making people stressed. I get so many fucking comments about how this mode stresses people out. It's like unreal. It is unreal. It feels, Snap does this weird thing where they make so many decisions that are like casual focused, and then they'll randomly just like throw a fucking wrench in there for something that, at least in part, is more, and I'm using like quotations around, competitively focused. And like, it creates this very weird clash with their player base. And it's why on the other end of the spectrum, you saw so many people like High Voltage. Because there were no stakes. There was no negative feeling of you crashing out and not being able to play anymore. You got rewards for that too. They weren't as much as the Diner, but people weren't as bothered by that because they were actually having fun with the fucking gameplay. It's almost like you don't need to give people as much stuff if they're actually having fun. Yeah, you didn't even necessarily always have to win in High Voltage, right? You could just play cards to get some of those quests done. Right? Like, how many do I have? I'm going to stay here for now.
Full disclosure, you lose. I owe a very large bookie a very large.
Still salty I didn't get Cassandra last time. She's still a strong card to this day, even if you don't play against Arstrom. She's just solid, yeah. I think a lot of the very engaged people assume like everyone got Cassandra, because if you're in very engaged circles, like I feel like a lot of people did. But I think it's easy to forget about, like, I think there's so many people who did not get the card as well. Yeah, everyone has Hydra Bob and Cassandra Nova. They made so much money because once you unlock the bub shop, you can buy everything and stop playing the mode. Yeah, honestly, like, I have no doubt in my mind, the first iteration of Deadpool's Diner hit or exceeded their hopes or expectations on engagement as well as sales. I think they made some kind of half decent money on round 1 of the Diner, which is why they felt they didn't need to change anything. I have PTSD from not getting Cassandra. Dude, I can't imagine how much it must have sucked for you guys, but not getting Cassandra, to be fully honest. Like, the meta was miserable enough at that point, even when you had Cassandra. I can't imagine not having Cassandra. Like, holy fuck. I need to hold my snap here, because I want the Bob to move. I know it's a bot, but Content creators probably went full whale to be the first one to post a Cassandra vid. You know what's really funny about this? So I know people who did that. And the funny thing is, it didn't work. It actually didn't work for them. I know at least one person I know who has spoken on this publicly was KM Best did this. He spent some money on gold to get it faster, and he did the day one Cassandra video, and it fucking tanked because no one had the fucking card, so no one was looking up gameplay. And well, it's like I like that sucks, you know. It sucks to try and be like, yeah, I'm gonna try and, you know, get the thing quickly so people can you know what's up with this card. It's like, damn, that it's kind of a funny situation, you know. And so, like, I imagine other creators, and as well as him, probably like learn from that. Like, yeah, okay, don't actually try and show off the card before people own it. This is what happened when back in the days when this is what happened back in the days before everyone could easily access or not easily access, but, you know, more easily access higher series cards too. Nobody gave a shit about the new cards because no one could fucking play with them. Buying the card wasn't a bad economic decision. I think you paid $50 and got all the rewards too. I guess I'm in the camp of like, why pay $50 to get it instantly when I could pay $0 and get it for free just by playing the game? Like, it's not really worth $50 to me. It's not worth anywhere close to $50 to me. But obviously that's subjective and value will be different person to person. But even as a content creator, like, I think it proved that wasn't worth the money, you know? Series 5 cards are $75 though. I think it's well, it depends how you do the math. But I think it's hard to assign it like the same value as a card you can get out of a cash when everyone has the same like equal opportunity of getting it, because not everyone has the same equal opportunity of like opening a Spotlight Cash week to week, right? Some people have more resources than others. Bro, I'm gonna mute this fucking game. I'm gonna mute it, dude. I'm gonna mute it. Holy shit. I do not need to hear the yapping after every match, especially against a fucking bot. Why can't I just mute the voice line? Just let me mute the voice line. Series 5 cards are $50 in the US. $50 just for you gives a PNB and 6K tokens. Does it also yap if you lose? God, I hope not, but I'm gonna hold this for when I run out. Yeah. Also worth noting, like, Cassandra was kind of an exception, right? Like, Cassandra was the first, and she was a Series 5 card, and she was a high-quality card. And the new cards we're getting are definitely a bit on the lower end, right? Like, they're Series 4 cards, so they're inherently worth less just by that definition. And they're also less sought-after effects that go in less decks. He says it win or lose, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Cassandra was also pretty much required because Arsham was everywhere. That's one thing I do think is better about this time in the diner, and it has absolutely nothing to do with them doing anything or not doing anything. The meta is significantly less dog shit for this mode this time around than it was on its first time. And I'm sure some people will enjoy it more purely because of that. It was, I can't overstate how bad of a pairing peak release Arsham was for a mode that is all about snapping and retreating. It's genuinely, I think you have to try to be that stupid. Like, I don't know how that's something you accidentally, like, fuck up. Genuinely. And so I did the thing. I played, you better believe I played Kang Arsham. And I clowned people with it. Still see Arsham like every game. I have no doubt it will be popular in the diner again, for sure. Like, it's still good. It's just there's more room for a lot of other decks to succeed right now than there was when Diner first released. Like, I had like 13 decks in the deck video, and I could have even covered more. Like, it's actually, this is the silver lining right now to me, is that this would have been a lot worse if we were in a bad meta. Like, significantly worse. To a very bad degree. And I think because you remember, we're not getting any OTAs or patches or anything until like the 12th or something. If it was a bad, patch into a month of no changes in Deadpool's Diner, oh my god, it would have been so much worse. So maybe we can find a small amount of solace in the fact that we're not living in the literal worst timeline for Deadpool's Diner 2.0. Remember Deadpool saying, "At least this is better than the time Juggernaut ripped me in half." Christ. Time to play Darkhawk Cassandra. Yep. Wake up, babe. It's time to play Arsham or the Arsham counters again. Yes, dear. It's truly remarkable how much power this deck can put on the board. What are you even supposed to do against this? Look how much power this is. I mean, we did get, free magic, but still, this deck has nuts power output. I haven't really played this that much, but I finally decided to give it a try, and god, it's so big. Obviously, we had the nutty location too, but like, holy fuck. You can even give them a Titania as a treat. Seeing you play this turn makes me miss old Sandman. That's great.
Seriously, I'd hate to be your next opponent.
I'd hate to be my next opponent too, because it would mean I'm playing Deadpool's fucking Diner.
Delicioso. Time to make the chimichangas.
Gets Titania, ends lane with 7 power. Classic. Classic. Arsham Thanos decks everywhere. Yeah, I anticipate that to be popular too. I wonder if Kalki 12 is real. Do you think they're real, chat? Can't tell. I haven't even had to play the real game yet because it's just giving me bots. I'm sure I'll get... they're probably going to give me bots disproportionately because I'm in the group where I get paired with all the other like high MMR people, and a lot of them have already just like... I know quite a few people who already got the card. They rushed it. I haven't played like at all today, so they're all out of my place. Arshanos. Well, that's good. I pray to God we get a fucking Arsham something. Like, you can't... Like, it just seems so ridiculous to me how... I need to do this. It just seems so ridiculous to me how... They care so much about nerfing feel bad things in some instances and then don't give a flying fuck in other instances. It's so selective. I'll play against original release Galactus any day of the fucking week if it means I never have to see Arsham cringe again. I would love it. Because that card and deck doesn't get to scam your ass when it has absolutely no business doing so with some random horse shit. This deck is good for farming the bots though, because you throw priority. I actually didn't throw priority here, but oh well. Damn, it left. You never know with bots these days.
I love this game.
Yeah, I imagine that's one people aren't saying a whole lot right now, Deadpool. It's okay. Surely they turn it around with series drops on Monday, right? They would never, you know, ride one negative controversy into another one, right? Just wouldn't happen. Well, we're moving our way up the track. Slowly but surely. Bring back Galactus Spider-Man. How could you say something so controversial yet so brave? Ba, 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 ba. Real person, perhaps? Yeah, they have an Infinity avatar. It's a real person. I wonder which trash we're gonna get in Series 3 this time. Yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait to find out. Do I just play this fucking monkey? Like, I'm never gonna have time. No, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it and play Gwenpool. I mean, we're probably just gonna leave this game, I think. They got a good start, and we didn't. Them's the breaks. This is a great example of what I mean, though, when I say I think Deadpool's Diner is shit gameplay, because it is not very meaningfully different from the regular game, except you just have more games where you're like, alright, well, they're ahead, and it's turn 3, so I'm just gonna fucking leave. This creates more early retreats, and I think that is often one of the less fun parts of Snap, because it feels less like you actually played a game.
Please don't lose. I bet way too much money on you.
Do 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 do. It probably also doesn't help that I like most of the voice acting in this game. Deadpool is like one of the few where I find it very grating, and I couldn't really tell you why, but I'm not a fan of how he sounds usually. All right, well, we've made it past the bots and have entered the abyss of Arsham cringe. It's so sad we didn't get We lost our Black Swan. I could have used that. Ooh. I'm gonna leave, I think. I think I will leave. Because I lost my good card and they're playing horseshit. Bum, bum. Interesting gameplay experience. I learned a lot from this. Better prepared me for the next time I face Arsham, for sure. Whoa, someone playing Deadpool in Deadpool's Diner. You don't see that very often. I think it's a robot, but it's the thought that counts. Ooh. This is like climbing the ladder for those of us who no longer see bots once you get to 80. The 90s are a whole lot of retreating early. Yeah, I've seen that. I have seen that. I've helped friends on some climbs, and I do think a lot of people, such as myself, who are used to the fact that the game hides us from like all the other players, a lot of the time, like it's very easy to forget what that experience can be like. It can be rough. You can tell Second Dinner doesn't really listen to us because they keep doing the hot location bullshit. I feel like there are people who like hot locations. They just aren't very vocal about it. But yeah, I'm super in the camp of like, yeah, fuck that. Like they make me play way less. Not a fan personally. And I would not mind to see them gone. I can count on like one hand the amount of times I've enjoyed a hot location, I think. Oh, wait. That's fine. Opponent snapped. Wait, they snapped here, so I need to put this here, right? Because they final turn snapped. The classic Deathwave Deadpool deck. Also, look how nice this Moon Girl looks. It looks great.
What a game! The passion, the excitement, the drama.
Yep. Much passion, much excitement, much drama. Beating the bot and taking them for all they're worth. I'm truly invigorated. Did I get something? Yes. Hot locations mess with their card play data. You're definitely more likely to see an increase when you do a hot location. I'm pretty sure they exclude the hot location data from their regular data. I want to say they have said that before. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure they've said that before. It does mean there is less data, right? Because, you know, you lose a day or two on the locations, but... It really is going to be all Arsham in this shithole again, isn't it? Because it's so good with the snap mechanic. That really be what it is going to be like, huh? Unfortunate. Don't give him Bob. Okay. I think they specifically said with Hydra Bob that it's hard to determine a new card needs a buff before being removed from caches because hot locations remove any of the data. Yeah, I'd buy into that. I'd find that believable, personally. I need to play one of these so I can draw a card. They send it to me, I send it to them, I send it back to me. Blow up. Suck it, Arsham. Thanks for the free bubs. I think that's actually like the worst Arsham draw I've seen in months.
Wait, what happened? We won?
Damn, it's 10 already. Today went really quickly.
Delicioso.
Moving up in the world.
Chungus.
Oh, my Spotify thing isn't up. Now it is. Doomert123. What a name. Do I just float so I can play the fucking She-Hulk? I think I do with this hand. I'm pretty new at playing this deck. I have not played this very much, so we're kind of learning on the fly, but I don't think it's that hard to learn. What was my opening hand? It was... We can actually see this, right? Because it's my first 4 cards. Tribunal? Tribunal was... That's gonna give me some fucking problems. Am I gonna crash out against Tribunal? It's definitely... Or, I guess it's not Tribunal, it's just a weird ongoing deck. I need space. So this will make She-Hulk 2. I won't draw, but it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. It's probably fine. Yeah, it does look like a Spectrum ongoing kind of deck. Or Onslaught. I could see Onslaught here, for sure. I mean, they would lose power if they... Alright, so let's say they have Onslaught. They get 7 and 4. 7, 4. I mean, I think this always wins, does it not? I guess if... Well, if it's not Onslaught, it's Spectrum. The Bob will move here and win me this lane. If it is Onslaught, they get a bunch more power here. But how much is this? 10. We're playing 3 cards, so this will get 6. So it goes to 11, so we have 21 plus 11. 32. Yeah, we just win. Oh, wait. That... Wait, I lose now because the Bob's gonna move. Right? Fuck me. Holy shit, man. It was... The Iron Lad isn't that crazy because... Oh, it's not crazy because they knew, right? They knew. They could see it with Howard. Fuck me. I mean, I can't even be mad at losing to that. Props to this guy for playing something kind of different. Sucks to lose that many bubs, but... Such is life. I guess... Well, I really did need to put the shit here. I mean, I wasn't playing around Iron's Band specifically, but I ended up inadvertently playing around it, but not putting power here. I would have had to put, like, Kitty here and hope for the Bob to go middle.
Better than that time Juggernaut ripped me in half.
Is this what I should play for the diner? Oh no, you're out of bubs. Do you want to give us $50 to continue playing? Smiley face? Casual 3,850 gold. This is why this right here. This is why Deadpool's Diner is not viewed negatively in the second dinner office. This right here, baby. Just $50, sir. It's not that much. What are you, a broke boy? Fuck me, man. Oh, that was all my bubs, bros. That was all my bubs. I do have some that I was hiding away, so I'm not fully crashed out yet. In terms of what you should play, I think it depends on the kind of decks you enjoy and feel comfortable with. This is a mode that is all about the snappy and retreating, so you want to play something that you generally feel pretty confident with snapping and retreating. If you want some options, today's video, I have like 13 different decks that I think are all perfectly reasonable things to play. This is in that video, so if you find this appealing, maybe this is the deck for you. What's up, Sweater? How's it going? I think it's a good deck, though. I got a comment. I can't fully make a single deck in this video. Epic. That's the real Marvel Snap experience. Sad face. Prince. I don't think Prince is real, chat. I don't believe in Prince. Do 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 do. I need a She-Hulk or a monkey. For a Game of the Year winner, second dinner is sure trying to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. That should be their fucking company motto, man. Holy shit. The YouTube comments have been spitting today. Actually, so many fire YouTube comments. Shout out to the YouTube heads. YouTube heads been spitting. I think I do this and then I Moon Girl because I don't have She-Hulk. That is not the way I wanted this to go, but all 28 of us, whoop whoop. Do we actually have 28 people on YouTube right now? Hell yeah, that's cool. Shout out to the YouTube live viewers, man. Y'all some real ones. It's been very encouraging to see how many people show up for the YouTube live stuff. Bum, 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 bum. Okay then. If you don't know, every year during December, for the past 2 years, I have done daily streams for the month of December, and I plan to continue the tradition this year, so regardless of what's happening in Snap or other games or whatever the fuck's going on, December gonna be a big month for the streaming.
Please don't lose. I bet way too much money on you.
Can't break the tradition on the third year. It's insane to me amidst Pokemon Pocket and Bazaar they opted for Deadpool's Diner instead of High Voltage. Voltage was more positively received, I believe. I believe that too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's less insane when you think about the fact that there is this mode seems much it has a much higher potential to make money off of people than I think High Voltage did. You know? Because you could spend gold to rebuy quests in High Voltage, but it was so lax you didn't really need to do that at all. And you didn't get a fucking pop-up every time you lost saying, hey, would you like to spend money to continue playing? So from that perspective, it's like, yeah, I guess I get it. I'm not happy about it, but I get it. I mean, the extra energy is kind of free, right? Leader? I copied my wasp. That's so funny. I find it funny bots play Daredevil. Isn't every turn for bot a Daredevil? So bots can't read... I don't know if the cheater bots read your plays specifically, but they read the RNG. I know they do that. I don't know if they do anything beyond that. Would you say this is the best deck to use in Diner, and is Shadow King a must? I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I don't think I can definitively say what the best deck in Diner is. The main reason for that being, like, I'm not confident about what the best deck in the metagame is right now. It's a pretty varied metagame. There's a lot of different shit people are playing right now. But I do think this is a very good deck that should do more than well enough for something like Diner. But if you want decks, I would encourage checking out the video because I posted a lot of them. And I've said this before, and I'm sure I'll say it again. But in the Diner, snapping is king, snapping is key. And so you want to prioritize something that you feel comfortable playing to have, you know, the best outcome of, you know, being able to snap and retreat effectively. What's up, Jets? How's it going? Chattery cooked. We're gonna go to tie breaks, and we win tie breaks. Based Hydra Bob, baby. Saving me from crashing out twice in a row. Pretty sure it's about the raising of funds. Ben wants more cash to throw in the fireplace, yeah. The holidays are coming up. What do you think? He's gonna use wood for his fireplace? Nah, dude. Fuck that. Bro needs more millions of dollars to chuck in that bitch. Arthur. I don't think Arthur is real. Don't tell him I told you. He got my Bob. That's cheating. Bots aren't allowed to have Bobs. Those are reserved for real people only. Thank you very much. Snapping might have actually been a mistake. It's gonna move the Bob. Wait, it didn't. Oh, it's because I did at after the turn resolved. It's fine. The first run of Deadpool's Diner legitimately burned me out from playing Snap. My play rate has been pretty much down since then to only occasionally playing. Hearing the words, it's basically the same, immediately killed any desire to play it. Thanks for the heads up. I'm doing my part. Doing my part. Bum, 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 bum. Oh shit, that's less than ideal. Actually, it's fine. Bum, 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 bum. Big monkey. Still almost died.
Seriously, I'd hate to be your next opponent.
Turn 6 Zabu. Best play in the game right there. Thanks for the follow.
Full disclosure, you lose, I owe a very large bookie a very long massage.
Better on turn 7 with Limbo based. That way you know he won't get killed by Killmonger. You can protect the cat. Did you guys see the notice that pops up when you enter into too long of a queue? You don't get it on these lower tables because they'll just give you a bot. Case in point. But when you get in the higher queues without the bots, they say, hey, maybe you should try one of the lower queues. Yeah, the bots are gone from the Jello one and above, it sounds like. Part of me just wants to quit sitting in 22 keys, so I keep telling myself my deck options will improve soon, but I'm not sure they really will. So, and it's very hard to catch up and leave if you return. Yeah, I mean, if I've learned one thing in playing and watching others play and leave and come back and all this shit, at least under the current system, when people leave, they stay gone. Or they try to come back maybe once or twice and it does not last long. They really want you on board, and as soon as you fall off, it becomes very, very hard to get back on. And I feel like they viewed that as a positive thing for a long time, but now I think it's starting to bite them in the ass. In my humble opinion. Just the economy... Things just need to change with the economy, man. And it does not inspire confidence. Anytime someone brings up the economy, they make it sound like they're the most, like, struggling, financially unstable business you've ever heard of in your life. And I'm just like, bro, like, you guys have made hundreds of millions of dollars. I get all that. Not that's pure profit, right? You got to pay your storefronts. You got to pay Marvel for their fucking IP. But, like, Jesus Christ, like... You make it sound like you're gonna go fucking bankrupt with the way you talk about the economy in this game. It's crazy. It's actually crazy to me. Like, it does not inspire confidence. It's like, what is like a player or a creator supposed to take away from seeing that come up all the time? I'll tell you what, it's not anything positive. That is for sure. Not entirely sure if this is going to win me the game or not, but only one way to find out. Yeah, it's not like it's some massive team either. It's unironically a quote unquote small indie company that just happens to have made a lot of money. Baby. I play both because if they play one card, it gets sent over, and then they send it back. Actually, will the second one come over? I don't know how that works. Will the second one go over? So I play 2 Titanias. This Titania goes here. They play a card. Titania number 1 returns. Does Titania 2 go back? I'm actually not sure how this works. Let's find out. Aw. I want to say it would. So it's probably better just to play a Sunspot or a Wasp.
GG easy, LOL.
I wish I could meet the fucking voice. Yes, it will. Cool, cool. To be fair, despite having 80% market share and having 50% profit margins, Visa and MasterCard just couldn't handle any competition. That's what it fucking sounds like, man. And it drives me up a wall. It's like, bro, like, you're trying to paint an unrealistic picture about the economy of your game. And no, that's not what I want. It reminds me of not to venture too far down a political aisle, but like it reminds me how so many people were like, nah dude, the economy's crushing it, bro, stocks are up, and it's like you see all these people struggling. It's like I don't think they're gonna agree with you. I don't think they're gonna agree with you that things are good, man. The rich get richer, and that's what the Marvel Snap economy is all about. It's all about the rich getting richer, and that's where that's a big part of their economic problem, is because the whales, it's really simple. And I kind of want to bust out Microsoft Paint to like diagram this shit. Maybe I'll do it after the game. I feel like this could make for an entertaining bit of knowledge, because I think it's like super relevant. So basically, Elon needs to buy second dinner. Yes, exactly. It'll fix everything. I hate that the bots were straight up removed from High Diner. Yeah, I don't think that added anything positive, in my opinion. Of all the, they changed almost nothing, and the one thing they did change was like a net negative for, I'd say, most people. It's like, brother, what the fuck are we doing here? You know? I do this so I can play Sunspot next turn and float. I can't play Sunspot. Well, I can play Sunspot and float, but I won't get a free She-Hulk. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna snap it. Will Wolverine catch the booster? I don't understand. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, I get it. Yeah. I get it. It went a little over my head at first, but I get it now. So we float. This will cost 1. We have 3, 4, 5. Seems good. Yeah, I kind of do want to bust out Microsoft Paint and do a little fucking diagram. It's roast in the comments. Hell yeah. We are bringing the roast to Deadpool's Diner. The only way we know how. This is... I guess it's the same as Bob. It takes 3 and adds 2. Wait, did I do the math wrong? Apparently I did. Thought I was winning the left by 1. Oh, I did the math wrong. So Bob was actually 1 more point. I did the math on old Angela. I was thinking 2-2 Angela, not 2-3 Angela. So Bob was the correct play here, actually. Bob was better than Shadow King. It also would have gotten me an extra mana on the Sunspot. So Bob was just, like, objectively a better thing to do there. If you want a tip for early Deadpool's Diner, do not instantly redeem these bubs. Save them for when you crash out, and it'll make it so you get to, like, engage with it more. I think Stefan was the one who posted that tip, and it has been helpful. Because otherwise I would have already been done with Diner. And as someone who doesn't like it and just wants to grind it and get it out of the way, it's like, it's annoying getting time gated. Because I'm sure as shit not rewarding like this mode with any gold. I don't care if it's free gold, pay gold, doesn't matter. Like, it teaches them the wrong thing I want to convey. Oh wait, I wanted to do the paint. Let's quickly do a little exercise here. Fuck, I lost my train of thought too. It was, what was it? It was about, oh, I remember. All right. Holy crap, that's bright. Let's do myself and chat a favor and darken things. Okay. Pencil blue. Can you adjust the... That's good enough. All right, so here we have a large sea creature. It's going to be a little cursed. And this large sea creature has something I like to call money. Quite a lot of it, actually. And in all mobile games, this is the target demographic. This is who they are aiming for, right? The reason free-to-play games work is because 1% or 0.01% of the player base spends hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that end up resulting in the company making more money from that small group of people than they would if they were actually charging for their game. That's how all these games work, specifically mobile gaming, right? Like it, hate it, it is inevitable. And it's not something that is going to change in the business model, right? This is just how things are, especially in the mobile gaming industry. But you're seeing it in more industries too, in gaming and, I mean, probably elsewhere with everyone trying to do like subscription services, but that's a different topic for another time. So you have the whale, right? The whale has more resources than they know what to do with. These, oh, I need purple. They have, oh, the spotlight caches used to be purple. They're a key now. I guess I should represent it with a key. All right. Boom. They have a lot of keys. It turns out dollars can be exchanged for goods and services, and so they have a lot of keys, right? This is just an arbitrary number, but whales have a lot of keys. And the thing that I have learned as someone who has, you know, spent a bunch of money on the game in the past and talks with people who have spent significantly more money than I do, the thing that whales find mostly appealing, because they have more resources than they know what to do with in terms of keeping up with the new cards, is they generally like variants. New variants for their favorite characters, and they like chasing splits, which they need credits to do. Boom. You got variants and you've got credits. And so this is the area where they monetize whales at the high end, because whales do not need Whoa, drawing 101, yeah. So whales do not need all these keys, right? They could stop spending tomorrow and have months and months, if not like a year, of keeping up with the cards, depending on how many keys you have. Like, I could do this right now, right? I have 39 keys. I could not spend a dime on this game for a good few months, and I would probably have all the cards that I want to have aside from the season pass. So, whales have keys more than they know what to do with. Now, there's some other creatures in the sea. We have a dolphin. This is going to be a really bad dolphin. Part of me drawing this is purely for your entertainment, but I think some people learn better visually. I know I do. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. It's going to be bad, though. It's going to be bad. So I hope if nothing else, you get a kick out of it. All right. Boom. Little tail here. Little dorsal fin. It's going to look more like a shark, if I'm being honest. Here you have the dolphin. Hey, that's me. The dolphin is usually someone who often buys the season pass. So they get the pass, right? And maybe they spend a little bit of money here and there on variants. But the thing that they usually prioritize is credits and gold, because that helps them keep up with progression. They like their cosmetics, but cosmetics aren't their end game focus because they have significantly less keys than the whales have. So they have to be a little bit better with or a little bit more mindful with their resources compared to people who have spent, a lot of money. And tokens. Yeah, tokens are part of it too. What do the tokens even look like? The tokens... It's like, alright, it's like a trapezoid. Boom. Boom. And tokens. We can't forget the tokens. The whales also have more tokens than they know what to do with a lot of the time too. So what does this mean? Like, why am I doing this? What does this all mean? We're getting to that, but the idea is the whales have these things, and so even though these things are expensive to acquire, this isn't what the whales are gunning after. This isn't what they need more of. What they need more of or want more of is the cosmetic stuff and the things that help them achieve the cosmetic stuff they want to acquire. The past players, they don't have that same luxury, so their priorities are getting these resources, and variants are on a much lower level of importance, generally speaking, because most people, not everyone, some people don't care about playing a lot of decks and just want to bling out their favorite, but I think most people just want to be able to engage with the game in different ways and different pieces. And that leaves us with one more group. Here we have Plankton. Plankton are the free-to-play players, right? They get the benefit of the fact that whales spend so much money, they fund the game, they can play the game for free. And for some people, it's great, right? I'm playing this game for free. I have often lower expectations because of what I'm going to get out of it because I'm not paying any money. And that's fine for a lot of people. Free-to-play players have way, way less resources than the past people. It all trickles down. Like the whales have so much more than the dolphins, and the dolphins have so much more than the free-to-plays. Like it's a lot. It's a lot more resources. And so the whole reason Second Dinner is fucking scared about their economy is because if they fuck with this group, if they do something that negatively impacts the money from whales, this represents most of their revenue. Like, so let's call it, I don't know. Let's look up a statistic on it, actually. So, what percentage of revenue do mobile games make from whales? This is just a generalization, right? Let's see if we can... More specifically, mobile game whales can contribute to 50 to 70% of a mobile game's revenue. 50 to 70%. That means the dolphins are making up 30 to 50%. And the free-to-play are making up 0% because they're not spending money, right? It's practically photorealistic. What classifies as a dolphin? This is where it gets tricky because it's very hard for people to agree on definitions outside of free-to-play. For me, I would say a dolphin is someone who purchases the pass every month and then maybe gets a few things on top of it. I think there's a little bit of a middle tier here where there's a person who literally only buys the pass and like nothing else. And then dolphins, like there's like a range there. There's also a range within the whale category, but I'm trying to simplify it. I'm trying to make it simpler. Like there's levels to whaling, right? Like I've spent a lot of money on this game, and compared to the true whales, I am but a small, humble dolphin. So it's all relative. But the point we're getting to here is why they're so scared to fuck with the economy is because if whales are making most of the money for the game, if they do something to make it easier to get these resources, right? And whales don't feel the pressure to continue spending because they don't need these resources. These are just the ones that they're chasing. So if these become easier to get, the money they make from the whales, their most profitable portion, goes down. And the argument a lot of people like to make is, well, then you'll get more dolphin spending and maybe you'll have more free-to-play players who convert to a dolphin, right? So you can make that revenue back, right? And statistically, that does not happen, unfortunately. I think we would all like it to happen, and the mobile game industry would probably be a less shittier place if if that was how it worked. But it's not. It's data just doesn't back up that reality, unfortunately. So they don't have a real incentive to make it better for these people if it risks fucking with the whales. And that's what they're afraid of, because credits are valued differently by the players, because like the dolphins value credits not just for the splits and stuff, but because it's getting them these keys or tokens and other stuff. Whereas the whales, they don't need more keys and they don't need more keys and tokens because they're getting plenty of them because they keep spending money and chasing splits and buying credits. And who knows? Maybe if they made the game more generous, the whales could keep spending. Maybe it won't lead to a increase in or a decrease in revenue. But the chance that it could probably scares the fucking daylights out of them. Because when you just don't want to fuck with the portion of your player base that is, it's a much smaller group that has a lot more power. And a lot of times whales will just like brush a bunch of like stuff off because, you know, they're very invested in the game, and FOMO, and people don't want to leave their quote unquote like investment in the game, right? So a lot of times people will just put up with stuff. But once that group starts either spending less or starts declining, or you're getting less of those people entering the game, it's very, very bad for the game. And so this is where they're in this weird situation where, in order to make card acquisition better for the Dolphins and the free-to-play, they have to introduce more resources somehow. Now, looking at this very dumbed-down version of it I made here, you might just say, well, you could just give them keys and tokens, right? Because the whales have more of those than they need anyway, right? So, and then the whales will still chase the splits, and then everyone's happy. But I think they're just scared in general of quote unquote like devaluing what people get from what they spend, because if keys are easier to get, if tokens are easier to get, it doesn't feel as, you know, why am I still paying the same price I paid before to get tokens to whale out and buy a cosmic border, or to get a bundle with these 2 keys because I want the variant, but the keys let me justify the value when I do the math. So the bottom line is they are scared of messing with this group because this group has more than they need for just playing the game, and they're afraid changing the economy, because it affects everybody, to help the people that need the help. They're just scared of alienating the people that are funding the game. And like, I don't know what you really do. At some point, you just have to make some kind of change and take that risk. But this is why I think they're dragging their fucking feet, because they don't have exactly the nicest track record when it comes to economy reworks. And if it goes very poorly, it's super fucking bad for them. Like, it could tank their revenue massively. It's not a good position to be in, and all of this bullshit stems from the fact that they decided to reinvent the wheel when it comes to card game acquisition, and they've gotten it wrong every single time. And this problem has existed throughout the whole game. It's just been, you know, a little bit different during each time. You had Nexus events at the start, which were full gacha, which the player base rioted against because the whole beta player base was card game heads who were like, fuck gacha. And then release happened, and they were like, all right, we've got our big casual player base. People can't get new cards. We need to make a system that makes cards more accessible. We'll do spotlights. It's a little gotcha, but, you know, people are just happy to get a hold of cards, and people were happy for a while. But when you get to the inevitable endpoint of spotlights, they are trying to rubber band you from about 70 to 80% collection complete. And it's designed in that way because they always want to give you more cards to chase, because cards make more money than anything else, generally speaking, in these types of games. They just do. People, that's where a lot of the income comes from, is from chasing cards. Whales are a bit of an exception because they kind of already chased the cards, so they're just going for bonus stuff. But the system will eventually, you know, you get unlucky and it does start draining your resources and makes you feel, oh, I do really have to spend a little bit more to like keep my stack afloat long term. Problem small decks, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. But I just think their release cadence of 1 card a week and having a smaller amount of cards in the game in general, it made them have to do this weird acquisition model that no other card game has done before. And it just always ends up feeling bad for a large portion of the player base, because the whales are like, you know, the 1% of the player base, generally speaking. You could be more generous and say they're a little bit higher, but most of the player base, it's like, this is the 99%, is the free-to-play people in the Dolphins. This is the vast majority of people playing the game. So these people are the one feeling the squeeze from the shitty acquisition system, and they need these people, because if you don't have these people, then the whales can only play against each other. and that usually doesn't go well for mobile gaming. So the whole point of this was to provide a little bit of a crude, visual demonstration of why I think they are just so really like chicken shit about their economy, is because they know if they get it wrong again, like they have in the past, anytime they do that, they're risking losing money. I'm pretty sure when they made the change to spotlights, they lost money from that. Like they gave, even though the spotlights aren't some amazing system, it gave more stuff away for free and for cheaper prices than they were selling their stuff for before. Now you can bring up the argument like, all right, but how sustainable is it, right? Like, yeah, sure, they were making more money under the old system, but how long would the player base have lasted when most people can't engage with the new cards? And that is a question that's kind of hard to figure out. But if they didn't feel some kind of pressure from that, they never would have changed the system in the first place, right? They would have just kept making more money because that's the goal of a company at the end of the day. So I don't know. I hope this was kind of helpful. I might turn this into a little YouTube video because I think it's an interesting topic, and I think it's easy to not look at the big picture here because we're human beings, right? Like our lived experience is usually what defines us and what we focus on. So if I'm a dolphin or I'm a free-to-play player, I'm not really thinking about what's going on in whale world, right? And conversely, whale world isn't thinking about what's going on down here too much. Now there are exceptions, right? Like, not everyone is like that, but I think generally speaking, that is a true statement. So, to me, this explains why there's all this weird shit going on with them being like, don't worry, guys, we're working on it. I mean, part of it's just they take a long time to do anything, and that's not related to the economy. That's just Marvel Snap. But I think they are very afraid of getting it wrong for a third time, because depending on how wrong you get it, you can lose a lot of money. And they're putting a bunch of time and resources into this, presumably, that, like to figure out, because I would love to give them a really simple answer on how to make it good, but their game is, there's not a lot of precedent for how they have made this game, whereas other card games you just have the pack system to go off of. Yeah, there are different variations of it, but it's the same kind of thing generally. So it's very hard to like pave your own way, and they don't have anything else to reference, so they just have to figure it out for themselves. And I do not envy the person whose job that is, because man, you make a few wrong decisions there, and suddenly you're watching your multi-million-dollar company go down the tubes. So I'm not really trying to, put up the big defense shield, but I think it's interesting to try and view it from that perspective a little bit. With that said, I mean, I still think they've taken way too long, and I think a lot of people aren't super confident. I think people would feel better if they felt like the long amount of time it's been taking, like, was more likely to mean they're going to make a right decision that's good for everybody, but I don't think the confidence in the player base is there for that. Like, I don't think that's how people are feeling, generally speaking. I think people feel kind of the opposite, because the economy has not been the only issue in Marvel Snap. It's just been the most prevalent one, and the one that affects the most people. But there have been plenty of other issues along the way that have, I think, damaged people's faith in the company. People were very, gamers love, like, an indie underdog story, right? I love an indie underdog story. Like, fuck Blizzard. Blizzard did so many shitty things as a company, and so it's a great story when you hear, hey, Ben Brode, one of the head Hearthstone people, left Blizzard, and he made his own little indie company, and they made a card game. It's massively successful. It wins mobile game of the year. People really love it. It's, something new to the genre. It's very fun. All that stuff. It makes for, like, a great story, But 2 years later, when people have to like start dealing with like the realities of like what the company is and what it's trying to do, the story doesn't really matter as much if you're not having a great experience, you know? And I think if you polled a lot of people who played this game early on and are playing it now, I think you'd find a lot more people are in the camp of, yeah, I don't enjoy this game as much as I used to, or I don't spend as much time or money on it as I used to. Hell, I ran a poll, and I'm not going to pretend like it's some, you know, super indicative data of the larger player base or anything. It's just a small slice, right? But I asked people in my community, hey, are you playing the same amount of Marvel Snap, more Marvel Snap, or less Marvel Snap, or zero Marvel Snap compared to the last 6 months, like 6 months ago? With 622 votes, we got 6.4% of people playing more, 51.8% playing less, 30.2% playing the same, and 11.6% playing zero Marvel Snap. That does not, and mind you, since this is coming from, you know, my Twitter, this is from the portion of the player base who is more engaged with the game, right? Like, the only way you're seeing my fucking Twitter post is because you care enough about Marvel Snap to follow some dude on the internet who likes to talk about it sometimes. And that's definitely not the majority of their player base, right? So I'm not going to say this represents that, but among dedicated players, I think there has been a creeping sense of, yeah, I'm not really enjoying the game as much. I'm playing less, I'm spending less. And so the hope is that, you know, lights a little bit of a fire under their ass and makes them make decisions that, you know, hopefully benefit everybody. But only time will tell. Will it work out? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I hope this was at least a little bit entertaining or educational or both. And I probably am going to turn it into a YouTube video, but I have to do some editing because this does not take up the full screen. But yeah, that was kind of fun. I should use Paint more often. I'm going to post this in Discord. Just because I think this is a really funny image with no context. I think it is an incredibly funny image. The Marvel Snap economy problem explained visually. No. This is great. All right, let's get caught up on the chat because I was in the zone and I didn't want to lose it, you know? I like doing these kind of things. Let's see. Feel bad for playing Arsham. I spare time a lot with cards. I enjoy playing. I don't think you should feel bad about playing Arsham, even though it's something I hate. Like, don't hate the player, hate the game. I think they should just give Arsham players their own queue so they can have fun and do what they want on their own, you know? I'm missing your rant. You just missed... I mean, I don't even know if I'd call it a rant, but it's like rant adjacent. We just had a whole interesting discussion about the economy with a nice, beautifully drawn infographic. That's probably going to turn into a YouTube video. I just need to edit it. I just wish I could look Glenn Jones in the eye and say Quicksilver 1-3. Yeah. TLDR, they're very scared to mess with the economy because it risks alienating the whales, and all the other people are suffering because of it. And they're getting more and more fed up with it. And that's why it's taking 8 years for them to announce their economy changes, because they don't know what they're doing. They're not confident in their, like, they're scared to rock the boat and make the whales spend less, because the whales make up most of their revenue compared to everybody else. It's okay. You'll get the edited version of it when that comes out, maybe this week. Let's see. I have to scroll up. They couldn't copy other card games because of the low quality of cards. I think it's possible they could have found a way to make it work, but yeah, obviously that created a challenge, especially the people who double dipped when they converted. Yep, checking in here as one of those people. we did our part and cost them money there. They hated the double dipping because that was essentially whales and dolphins who had a bunch of resources saved up getting a bunch of shit for free so they didn't have to spend money for longer. They didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. I think they underestimated. I mean, it was still a small portion of players who did it, but I think they underestimated how many people would do it. One thing to take into account is Marvel licensing and store fees they have to pay on top of labor. That is worth mentioning here. And we do know both of these things take a cut. So I do think it is worth including that just because they're making, I don't know, what was it, like $5 million a month? That's before everything. That's before Steam, Google, and Apple take their 50% cut. That's before Marvel takes, who knows what Marvel takes, but we know from some of the leaks from Sony that Marvel takes a very large chunk too. And then you have to pay your employees and pay taxes. So I'm sure there are constraints there too. But ultimately, it's not really our job as the consumer to figure that shit out, right? We just want to play a fun game. It's a whole lot of not our problem. Except it's like made our problem because they're so worried about it that it fucks with the economy. Honestly, transparency would be nice as well instead of, yeah, we're working on it. I think they're in a bit of a catch-22 there because, like, people want them to communicate, but look, I'm a communication graduate. Like, communication studies was my thing. I understand communication pretty well. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people mean well when they say, I want better communication. But there's a large group of people, and I'm not going to pretend I'm not this person at times, because I definitely am. There's a large group of people who are like, I want better communication, and then when we get that communication, if it's not what we want to hear, we kind of tell them to fuck themselves. Just because they actually communicate better, if they're communicating something that doesn't make us happy, it doesn't really make you feel good. And then the other side of it is because, game development is a versatile thing. When they communicate, hey, we're doing mastery with all these cool things, and then they realize they can't or they have to scale it back or whatever, and they say, oh, hey, just kidding. When you do that and it has a viscerally negative reaction, it makes it very easy to be like, all right, there was very little benefit in us communicating this early, and it bit us in the ass, so let's not do that again until we're locked in. Which makes sense. Fuck Blizzard as I'm launching WoW right now. Godspeed. I do wish they'd reach out and thank me, at least for the money I spend. My opinion, Dolphinland isn't bad at all with being smart with resources, but leaving and returning is very rough. Yes, it's also worth noting, like, your experience here depends greatly on, like, a lot of different factors and what you want out of the game, right? There are plenty of free-to-play players who are not sad, like my image here. There are plenty of free-to-play players who have a perfectly fine time and enjoy themselves and don't feel as passionately about the economy woes as others. But generally speaking, like, I think the people I engage with a lot, and I'm sure many of you do as well because we're, online. I think a lot of those people are card game people, and I think a normal thing a lot of card game people like and want is to experiment with a lot of different options and different decks, because that's what keeps you interested in the game, is like having new avenues to explore and try new things out and experiment and learn. That's what I like about card games. That's what I've always liked about card games, and I always will. That's why Arsham pisses me off, because it's so opposite to that in a lot of ways. So for me, being able to access maybe not necessarily every single card, but the vast majority of the cards, that's what keeps me playing this game. The OTA stuff helps out, in between, but the content is why I'm playing the game. And when I run out of things, when I've tried all the things there are to do, I find myself, waiting for the next thing or getting bored and doing something else. But there are a lot of different people on the spectrum of card game player, especially in this game, because a lot of people who play this game, especially casuals, they're not card game people. They're just like mobile game people. And it's a pretty different world. And I think that's where a lot of people still really like Snap and don't mind Second Dinner so much, because when you compare Snap to a lot of other really shitty mobile games, it's like, it's not so bad, man. I've seen it so much worse. And it's like, yeah, a lot of other mobile games are way worse. But that's the reason I don't play mobile games. And I think people get frustrated because it feels like Snap could have been so much more, both as a mobile game and a card game, in terms of like its reach and its success and its potential as a game. And it's just not ever going to reach that because of its accessibility issues. And like chat pointed out, you can't really hop off the Marvel Snap treadmill because there's not an easy way to hop back on, even if you want to spend a lot of money. Like, even if you want to drop hundreds of dollars on this game, let's say I quit this game a year ago, 8 months ago, something like that. I could spend, not exaggerating, hundreds of dollars, significantly more than it would cost me to buy, the most recent Hearthstone set or 2 or 3. And I would get a handful of new cards and definitely not all the cards I missed. And that's just a bit of a ludicrous proposition for, I think, most people, because, again, most people aren't in that boat of willing to spend hundreds of dollars and have that experience, which isn't even that great. They're going to, come back and buy the pass or be free to play or buy a small bundle or two. And it feels like you get nowhere. I'm too invested to leave and too scared to take a break. I feel like so many people are in that position. I feel like if there's one thing they're good at, for better or for worse, it's they really got that FOMO shit down, man. They do, like, sunk cost. I mean, it's true in all card games, but I think Snap just does it very well. Sunk cost fallacy is a real thing where you've put so much money in, you are afraid to walk away from it because it's like you set that money on fire, right? But I think in games, that's always been a flawed way of looking at things. It's natural to want to protect your quote-unquote investment. And I say quote, I use quotations there because, it's not an investment. You're not getting that money back. That money is gone. Like, you're just paying for entertainment, right? Like, when I go and watch a movie for $20 and I get my 2-hour movie, I paid $10 an hour for entertainment. And I view spending in a game like this the same thing. I spent a bunch of money on Snap over 2 years. Significantly less now, but I spent like $4,000 to $5,000 on this game. I think it's the most money I've spent on any game ever. And it was all in bits and pieces over time, right? Sometimes more than others, and definitely not like that anymore. But I don't really regret it because I got, 4,000 to 6,000 hours of entertainment out of it. So it ends up coming out to like, $1 or less an hour of entertainment. And it's like, all right, like, that's not too fucking bad, man. Gaming's actually, as the world continues to get more expensive, gaming is actually a really relatively cheap hobby. $20 to see movies, nuts, plus travel and snacks, etc. Yeah, $20 is lowballing it, by the way, honestly. Like, $20 is assuming you're going alone and you're not balling out, and like, shit's expensive, man. My sister and her boyfriend went to see a movie at, I think it was a little bit of a higher end theater back up north, like a week or two ago, and it cost them over $100. It's like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Now, they made like I guess like a dinner out of it, because I think it was one of those places that serves like legit food, but like, still, it's expensive. It's expensive. What's up, Azen? I also spent as much, if not more. This week, finally called it. Haven't done dailies in almost a week. Quit my alliance. I already feel refreshed. Yeah, and so something that I think is really important here, that I think it goes under the radar because people either forget or they don't have other card game experience. Taking a break from card games is super fucking normal. Like, most card games are not as demanding as Snap is in terms of you keeping up with them. But the thing in Snap is, Snap gives you a lot of free resources if you do keep up with playing the game. And so if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you need to keep up with that to offset your spending. And it works better in regular card games because you have a set release and then maybe a balance patch or a mini set somewhere in between the set releases. But people play the set, they get excited, they play it after release, they have their fun. And usually a lot of people don't play through the whole set until the next one. They'll play it for a while, they'll have their fun and be like, all right, I'm going to go do something else now. And then expansion season starts again and people get excited and then they get more packs and get new cards and the cycle repeats. Snap doesn't give people a chance to have that break from it when they're not enjoying it. You feel pressured to keep up with it and keep doing the dailies even when you're not necessarily enjoying the game, if it's a bad meta or you don't have a deck you like or whatever. And that just creates a bunch of negative feelings and a lot of burnout. And once people get burned out, they quit and then they leave and then they want to come back and they feel so far behind, they just stay gone. And that's a huge problem. And then the other big problem is with content creation. If you want to like get into the game and the online community around it and you just start playing, you're on your own little island of the series 1, 2, and 3 journey. And if you want to pay money, it takes you forever to get where, the people doing the content are in terms of showing you the decks and the gameplay. So it's all irrelevant to you. All the stuff I do is so irrelevant to a new player. So as people bleed out of the ecosystem through attrition and burnout and all this stuff, or boredom or whatever it is, people bleed out and we don't have new people coming in to replace those people. And it's why a lot of creators are like, I don't know, man, this doesn't seem like a very sustainable system. Like, we got bills to pay too, motherfucker. Oh, man. That was cathartic. Having a very small tinge of regret seeing how the diner could make the Asgard deck. Only thinking about how the grind to get it reinforces my resolve at the same time. It's weird. It is weird. The FOMO creates I think it just creates very unhealthy habits of like engaging with a game. And usually that works well for the company. But sometimes it doesn't, or eventually it doesn't. And would Cerebro targeting your most common power rather than your highest most power break the meta or ruin the card? And is there a better change to make the card better in your opinion? Or better change to make to the card in your opinion? I don't know. I think Cerebro is pretty iconic at what it does and it's unique and I like it. And I think I like it as is. It's just, it has the unfortunate side effect of Cerebro naturally doesn't love the fast pace at which they change cards in this game, because your Cerebro decks are never going to last forever. But wanting any deck to last forever in Snap is a futile effort. I feel like that's something which is stupid, by the way, because going back to our whale conversation, whales enjoy blinging out their decks, right? Case in point, I have a very nice looking deck here of all these inked cards with fancy borders and some crackle effects. People like doing this, right? The balance changes, well, maybe more often than not, or about 50-50. They can have positive effects and shake up the meta and keep things fresh when they're not bad changes. They kind of are opposite to the system Snap wants, which is like, you want to invest resources into a specific card or specific deck to make it look fancy, right? But
that becomes like a bit of a larger hill to climb when this deck could not exist fucking next month for all I know. Glenn Jones has a come to Jesus moment and decides to significantly nerf Thena or Kitty Pryde or whatever the fuck. And then all of a sudden this deck I spent a bunch of time and effort and money on is like, oh, guess it's gone. Just ink new ones, forehead. That's what they, I think, hope will happen, right? Yeah, the fact that they deleted my favorite archetypes in Junk, Clog, Disruption contributed a lot in my decision. Yeah, 100%. And it frustrates me when they laser in on some of those archetypes so hard and they let, like, equally or, in my opinion, more obnoxious archetypes. And I say that as someone who generally didn't mind those decks as much as the average bear. Like, this big motherfucker just continue to run wild. I already feel like Thena's nerfed because of other nerfs. That and power creep, right? The power creeps on creeping up. All right, well, that was good. I had a whole lot more fun explaining that than I did playing Deadpool's Diner versus bots. Because I'm still getting a lot of bots. But we might as well go back to some dinering. Any decks that are good to play in Deadpool's Diner? I'm glad you asked. I did a whole video today where like 90% of it is like 13 different decks that I think are all pretty good for the diner. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's one deck that is any better than the others right now. I think we're in a pretty open meta where a lot of stuff can be played. My best advice for the diner is play something you feel confident in with the play lines and the snapping patterns and retreating patterns. That will do better for you with the nature of this mode than just grabbing whatever is like statistically the best deck. But if you want ideas, there are a lot in the video. So Red Skull is 514 max and 5.6 minimum, but Typhoid Mary is 410 max and 4.7 minimum. Yeah, I mean, Red Skull feels like a card from a bygone era, right? I feel like if you told people nowadays that card used to terrorize the game, a lot of people wouldn't believe you. Because we've come a long way. It's why, like, Thanos is relatively balanced now, you know? Because the power level is higher. Don't remind me of Shuri Red Skull. Yeah, that deck created one of the worst metas I've ever seen in a card game. It was so rough, man. It was so rough. Tech made my brother quit the game, yeah. Red Skull's the definitive card from a bygone era. Yeah, because a lot of the other cards have gone, like, updated in some way, right? Red Skull, not so much. Yeah, you know it's a bot because they're playing Silk. Alright, I should do the math. I've been lazy and haven't felt like doing the math. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8, 11. So Kitty will always, these two will always win this. Oh, did I fuck up? No, we're good. Did not do Heimdall math, that's for sure. Mainly because I don't expect the bot to do competent plays. Is Moon Girl really needed in this deck? 100%. Moon Girl is here's the thing. The power lines in this deck are essentially you get Hope on 3 into Moon Girl or Gwenpool on 4. And then you skip 5 and you pop the fuck off on 6. And Moon Girl giving you doubles of your ones. Lee Raid, what's up, Lee? Moon Girl giving you doubles of your ones or doubles of your She-Hulk is very, very huge. Also, in the games where you don't get Hope, you can go Gwenpool into Moon Girl and make a bunch of doubled up cheap 1-drops and then pop off with them. Moon Girl also lets you go double Hit Monkey into a bunch of free 1-drops with Black Swan. Moon Girl is like why this deck works. It might be strange to see because I know Moon Girl was in the dumpster for so very long, but Moon Girl is why this deck works. Yeah, we can't lose to bots. No bot losing here. Do I go up a tier or do I just keep fucking around here? I don't know what the objectively correct way to approach the diner is in terms of like I think it depends on what you want to play the game, right? Like I'm streaming, so I don't want to crash out because if I crash out, then I'm gonna just go play ladder or something, and I don't particularly like. I just want to get this done with. I want to be done with it, so I don't have to think about it. And also, Deadpool's Diner is what it's the new thing. People like seeing the new thing, so. I would like to avoid crashing out, so I'm just kind of doing it pretty passively.
Please don't lose. I bet way too.
You think Moon Girl Monkey is better than the best possible discard deck? I have a hard time speaking on discard because it's not an archetype I've been playing very much recently, but I've seen a lot of promise in the list. Like Dara and Dexter have been playing with uses Malekith and it like hides like Gambit or some other stuff. That list has seemed pretty promising from what I've heard. But I haven't played that one myself, so I can really only give a general kind of vibe to it rather than like my own personal opinion. Never seen anyone play this deck. It's relatively newer. It was pioneered by Derek, who's a very good player, who hangs out in a lot of the Twitch chats. And I think Cam's put it on his tier list a few times. But it's not very popular at all. It's not a deck that is super known or popular. They see there's graffiti between some of the dishes in diner. One of them slandering Arsham decks and calling them cheating. Someone told me about that, but we have to look at that after the game. I've seen the ones making fun of Spotlight Caches in the $100 bundles. We need to bring back in Spotlights. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? So, if I do this, I get to double up my hand. I get a second monkey. We get 2 more energy. We get Titanias. Yeah, seems good. Ajax, alright. I'm scared this is Shadow King. But whatever. Oh no, I have yeah, they have Prio, but if this is Shadow King, it goes off at the end of the game. Wait, why am I ordering it like that? Oh, I can't put them in the same place. I have to do it like this. Titania last. Do I snap them? They could still beat me here with a U as agent, so I'm not going to snap them. Yeah, I'm expecting a hazmat for sure. Look at the power output here, though. 2731. This was a perfect example of why Moon Girl is what makes this deck work. I can't justify 6k for him. I get it, but also if you have 6k tokens, I think there are very few cards in the game that will make you happier than Hydration Bobbert. He's just the GOAT. And he's probably safe from getting nerfed for the next 2 months because nobody owns him.
Wait, what happened? We won?
Yeah, even Deadpool's surprised we won. Yeah, see, like, no, Bob dropped a Series 4, not on their life. They're gonna wait until they can sell this boy at least one more time in the caches. Well, we're building our stack. Bum, 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 bum. Like this. What's today? Today's Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. Trying to figure out what the rest of this week's looking like. Oh, we were gonna wait. We were gonna look at the. Things. Where's? I want to see where he's calling Arsham terrible. 10% win rate diner deck. Death Strike, Carnage, Save. Oh, it's a whole deck. That is a 10% win rate deck. Taskmaster Thanos. Hydra Bob is the funniest card in Snap history. Like, to the point, it's an objective standpoint. I love him. Bob got so much shit when he came out because it wasn't his time, and now he's a fucking golden god. What is this? There it is. Based Deadpool. Opponent totally cheated. I need to screenshot that. Holy shit. That's funny. Oh, not paint. I don't need paint. I need my screenshot thing. Wait. This wasn't paint. This was my snipping tool? I drew all this in the snipping tool? I thought I was doing it in paint. Oh, no, I took a picture of it with the snipping tool. Never mind. Ignore me. I was very confused why that was showing up. His Venomized variant is great. Wait, why didn't it copy? Copy. Real. Bum 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 bum. Beans, green potatoes, tomatoes. Hey Marvel, can you approve this variant? The community has spoken. That's a good one. I would love to use this variant for Cassandra Nova. It's fucking funny. And I mean, shout out to the art people because they do they made a nice presentation for this, even if I think some of the background stuff is in a little bit of poor taste. Namely this one. I think this is it's a very fine line for companies to be able to poke fun at themselves. Like, the Spotlight one's just as bad. I find that one funnier, personally, even though it is bad. Like, this one rubs me the wrong way more, though. because the Spotlight one, I feel like this is more like, I feel like they know there is a problem with the Spotlight thing, which is what they're spending all this bullshit time. Like, this is exactly probably their biggest problem with Spotlights, is this negative feeling people have when they go 0-3, right? 0 for 3, and it's a 4-key week, or if they're missing a key, right? This is a very negative feeling for people, and like, I think they're okay bringing that up because it's like they know and they probably don't want that feeling to exist. This, bro, they need this to exist for their game to live, and this ain't changing. Like the Spotlight system, I think we're actually gonna see change, whether that's for better, or for worse, or who knows, right? But I think companies need to be in a very particular position to be able to poke fun at themselves, and you have to be careful about the things you choose to poke fun at. And, you know, given recent community sentiment, it wasn't a good time, bud. It wasn't a good time to pull this one out. TVA. The art is great, though. I do think they do a good job on the art, but I don't think that's a unique take. The art can't make me like the things I dislike about the gameplay.
You lose, I owe a very large bookie a very long massage.
Still hurting over the Galactus. Just wait 1 year for it to come back to the vault, and then another year for it to actually show up in your vault. They think they're being funny, but in actuality, it's Deadpool saying this, not us. That's what they think. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why it's especially tricky with a character like Deadpool, because, like, yeah, that's playing into the character, right? Like, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall and pokes fun at things. But I still think it's, like, a fine line where that can lose its charm if it's overdone or done in poor taste. The reason that was such a thing people really, I think, liked is because it was refreshing and different, right? Like, but now it feels like we have more than that. Like, Deadpool doing that now isn't as unique as it was, you know, when he first showed up in the Marvel stuff, right? Because, like, I think that's just a larger, like, more characters and pop culture stuff has adopted that. It's like, you know, it's a great example of this. Anyone remember when the Wendy's Twitter account, and this is not a D's Nuts joke, I promise. When the Wendy's Twitter account was like the one kind of meta Twitter account where, like, they were like saying not brand friendly things and like ripping on people and all this stuff. And people liked it because it was like kind of a unique thing that broke the mold. And then all of the other fucking corporations tried to like copy it, and now it's like super cringe. Is this a bot imposter? I'm pretty sure it is. Holy shit. Fuck you. That's so annoying. It's in an alliance. Are bots not in an alliance? Is that a thing you can use to tell? I didn't know that. Are you aware there are no bots in the higher tiers? Yep, I have heard. I have been told this is a thing. Let's just make fun openly of all the issues that are killing our game, and just to run it to that we are aware. Bots aren't in alliances. A sure way to know it's a human. Good to know. I've never paid much attention to that, but it makes sense. I'm pretty sure there aren't any Kate bot decks, so that was my first tip. Holy fuck, that's bad for me. I mean, I do get to add 16 power to the left. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Damn, it's already almost midnight. Time flies when you're yapping about mobile game economics, doesn't it? Oh, we win by 1. Huge.
I love this game.
Bum, bum, bum. Do, 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. Giovanni from the hit game Pokemon Pocket? Bum, 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 bum. This is a destroy deck, and they can very well killmonger me, but I refuse to respect the destroy bot. This seems pretty good, right? It's not even, it's discard. It's not even, what I thought it was. So they're gonna have a big-ass apocalypse. It's really big. Holy shit. That actually might be a problem, huh? That might be a bit of a problem. Although, I can just do this. I get 5 energy, so these will all go to 8, and the monkey will be bigger. So we're fine, right? I think so. No, the monkey's only 7. Shit, wait. Monkey's only 7. Fuck. That's annoying. Shit. It's just full float. It's full float and wasps. Right? 888 24. 24 and 9. I'll beat this by 1. Yeah. It's just this. Right? Oh, Titania left is more. You're right, you're right. Although Hydra Bob went left, so it was fine. It worked out. But yeah, Titania would have given us an extra 5, only subtracting 3 here. Let's see. Does the matchmaking base your matches on any criteria? Because I'm concerned that I consistently get paired with 15k collection level players despite the fact that I'm at 3k. So matchmaking in this game is a little weird. They definitely have like a bit of insulation earlier on, but once you get to infinite, they throw you to the wolves, and I have no real insight into how that factors into the diner. Have you dined with us before? Yes, unfortunately. Well, we're climbing. That was a big W. Diner bot imposters are back. Yeah, they sure are. They sure are. Also, let this be a reminder that one of the best things that came out of Deadpool's Diner was that the community banded together and said, we're going to do everything we can to circumvent your greedy ass bullshit in this mode, and start donating to each other. And I hope we see people do it again once they get their rewards. Bum, 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 bum. Go home, Roger. Where are they from? No bots in the higher ranks. You can donate 1 or 2k at the lower ranks only. Wait, why can't you donate? Why isn't the fact that there are no bots make it easier to donate as long as there's someone in the queue? No? One of the reasons I stopped donating at the end was because it was hard to find people. You'll be paired with other players of similar diner rank. Oh, like progression? Do we know that's how that works? I honestly have no idea how it works. If so, that's a shame. Makes it harder to donate. Although, don't you just go to the lower tiers, or maybe you just won't find people, I guess. That's a damn shame if that's the case. Screen paint job. The kitty won't go back to my hand if I do this. There's still just a lot of stats though, so I think I'm gonna do it. Is it? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this. Bum, bum, bum. Come, brother, let's rise to Valhalla together, yeah. We're on. Oh, that's rude. Although, wait, no, it doesn't actually do anything negative versus. Doesn't actually hurt me that much, relatively speaking. I'm to think of it, I wonder if they were trying to patch up the exploit where you're throwing 9 games in a row, we get a bot. They actually did fix that in the. They fixed that last diner. Is this an imposter? I don't think so. I think it's a bot. They flip first, though, so I just shrink. I think we're going to lose. I think I should leave. I don't want to leave versus a bot, but this is kind of a shit position to be in. When we know they have a Red Hulk and we don't know where this vision is going, we don't have big power output. I'm not going to lose 20k to some bullshit. The rare loss on Shuri's Lab with Kitty Pryde. You don't see that very often. Oh, speaking of Mac Miller, it was announced he's doing... Well, he's obviously not doing a new album. He is unfortunately dead. But one of the albums he had in the tank is going to come out early next year. And I'm very excited for it. Sounds like it was done during the Faces era around 2014. And I'm excited for it because I think Circles was a very powerful album. And yeah, it's good to... He was very musically talented and put a lot of expression in his music. And I'm glad to see more of it still make its way out there in spite of him no longer being with us. Bum, 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 bum. Better. What's up, Sobasaku? Hope you're doing well. Would I rather get a second wasp or a second kitty? A second kitty, and it lets me draw a card. Easy answer to that question. It's fine. Everything is fine. Alright, well, we can't get Galactus. At least. Actually, we could, but we have the power to play around it. Boom, boom, monkey, kitty, Jeff Viper, sure. Last diner, I had such a low level that the game literally only forced me against bots even when I was close to top 250 on the global leaderboard. Damn. It's wild. Yeah, I guess it was easy to tank your MMR donating, right? The passion, the excitement, the mystery variant. That's okay. Lost my bubs, yay, now I have to wait 7 minutes. Isn't waiting fun? You know what's more fun than waiting, though?
Paying Benjamin Brode your hard-earned cash to not wait. That's the real fun. I heard that's many people's favorite part about Deadpool's Diner.
Please don't lose. I bet way too much money on you.
I don't know what my Spotify is going off of today, but it's kind of been a vibe. A little different than what I normally listen to, but I'm here for it. I like monkeys. Some of these Deadpool diner dishes do not look very appetizing. No argument there. Ooh, Mindscape's bad. Mindscape is badge. Looking like a leave angle, this game.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
You know what isn't bad, though? This sick-looking Black Swan. Fucking love it. Ooh, actually, what if I do this and this, I double my hand, activate, next turn, I dump my hand, and they get no fucking cards. They'll get one monkey and a Shadow King. The Titanias aren't great to dump, but might be able to lock them down. Fuck it. We're in a slightly lower tier. I was just farming bots for alliance missions and booster farming for cards I never play. Yeah, I used to do a bunch of that. I already did, smiley face, yeah. Ben Brood's dollars ain't gonna earn themselves, you know? Oh, I can't. Shit. Four cards at hand. Boom, boom. Well, I'm cooked. I'm cooked, I think. I fear we are cooked. So they have a Shadow King and a monkey. So the Shadow King mid, monkey left. Taking 5 from them isn't enough. It's such a greedy snap from them, by the way. So greedy. Unfortunately, we're not in a position to punish them for it. I could do this. It's not going to win me the game, though. Oh, the Bob's going to move, actually. Wait. They Shadow King here. They monkey. Oh, fuck it. Let's see it.
We are the future.
Bob, you were so close to greatness. You were so close. You weren't hydrated enough. He needed more hydration. He needed more hydration. He needed them to not fucking top deck Nightcrawler. The only other card they could play there. Shit, man. We almost had it.
That's not going in the highlight reel.
Yeah, no shit. Bro, whose idea was it to make Deadpool be a dickhead when you lose? I don't mind laughing at it in that situation, but holy shit, man, that's gonna piss some people off. The game already does enough of that. Did I see the drawings? I did see the drawings. Yeah, we looked through the drawings. We were looking at the drawings. Arsham. Whatever. Bum 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 bum. Double Infinity Stone turn 1 is the new Mind Stone on 1. Right? It's so silly. Did I just YOLO? Fuck it. Odin, 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 Odin. Wrong on reveal card. God, wouldn't that have been funny? So funny. I'm sure glad they're playing a deck that really makes me use my brain and have to think about all the possibilities that are influencing snapping and retreating. It really makes me feel good and enjoy the game in this mode all about snapping and retreating. Like, my decisions matter. Bum, bum. I'm just gonna leave because you're boring the shit out of me and I don't feel like rewarding Arsham by staying in longer. Go bother someone else with your garbage.
Full disclosure, you lose, I owe a very large bookie a very long massage.
Did you guys see IGN was rage baiting again on Pokemon Pocket? They know exactly what they're doing. You can't spell ignorance without IGN. Pokemon TCG Pocket Player reveals it took 1,741 booster packs and $1,500 to complete the first set. Curious. This is such bad faith. And they did this before too, and they got absolutely fucking roasted for it. And the only thing I can conclude from this is that roasting them for it makes them money. Because it gets people to click, and no one wants to click on that garbage normally. Because IGN has always been trash. So they're reduced to rage baiting.
And unfortunately, it works. Bruh, this is annoying. Rude. Yeah, well, I think the problem is, like, it's not bad to put out the information of, like, what it took someone to get all the stuff for those who want to chase it, right? Like, that's fine. But they're doing it, they know what they're doing, and they're trying to bait people into, like, being like, wow, this game is so expensive, I'll never get all that. And it's like, yeah, no shit, bro. You're not going to get all the variants in Marvel Snap either for a small price, you know? But you can, if you're actually interested in collecting the regular cards and playing the game, you can do that without spending very much money, if any at all. So it's so disingenuous. Because, like, let's be real, most people aren't trying to. I mean, I'm sure they'd like to get all this stuff for free, but I don't think they're really, that's their main goal for a lot of people. They're just trying to have some fun fucking around with Pokemon, you know? This is going to be a nutty turn. This is going to be such a nutty turn. Holy fuck. Wait, I am so fucking stupid. I am so fucking stupid. I forgot Mobius, and Mobius is a Marvel Snap card that exists and is going to just take a massive fucking dump on me. It's fine. It's fine. Trust. Trust. In this house, we trust. Oh, chat. Why'd I do this, chat? Why'd I do this? I lost to a garbage Pixie Thor bot deck that had the nuts. Oh, fuck. Nobody warned me about this Mobius. He was hiding. He was hiding in the quantum realm. He was too small. I couldn't see him. He got lost in the sauce of the Moon Girl value. That was a pretty crazy play from a bot deck, though. They got the nuts. Is that my crash out? Is that my, Yep, fuck you, pay me. Sincerely, Ben Brode. Oh no, I still have a few bubs for the lower tier. You got every card in the game without spending anything, just collecting resources for the next set. Hopefully you get some full arts along the way, hell yeah. Gregor Raid, what's up, Gregor? Hope you had a good stream. How's the diner treating you? Definitely a very, turbulent Snap Day. I can show you guys my, if you guys don't know Greg, you should drop him a follow if you enjoy snapping. We had a very interesting conversation about the economy earlier, and it resulted in this, which I'm not going to explain, but I just wanted to, that wasn't a bot? No, I'm pretty sure I'm almost certain that was a bot. I don't think that was a human being. It's one of the newer bot decks. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, though. I'm not 100% certain. But some of those, I'm pretty sure because of that Shang-Chi play and because of where they played some of their cards, it was a bot. But yeah, this is our no context Marvel Snap economy thing. And if you want the context, I'd recommend going back in the VOD because it's actually, I think, a pretty entertaining discussion. Or if you want the short version, keep an eye out on ! YouTube because I'm probably going to make it its own video. Made to Blind Owl's Diner before losing it all. Not bad, not bad. I've been kind of chilling mostly. Been messing around in the... I thought bots can't have cards before Dakin season. So they, I think around the last time Diner came out, they introduced a lot of new bots that have newer decks and newer cards. You don't see them a lot on ladder. Sometimes you do, but they're not as common as the old bots.
But in Diner, you definitely do see them more often from what I've experienced. Last time I was in stream, I shared one of my card ideas. Now I have about 102. Yeah, designing cards is fun. I think experimenting with ideas for card design is a very fun thing to do in card games. There's another bot. I'm going to skip next turn, so I have to put this here. We really need our cheap cards. Porter, yeah, the one and only. What's up, Safety? One of my favorites by far is a 2/1 afflict all enemies here with -1, copy them into your hand. It's kind of neat. About where you are on the diner ladder. I've run out of a lot of bubs, so I'm waiting for some more before bed. Yeah, it's a good strat, is just to burn out your bubs before bed. Is there a benefit to me playing the Shadow King now? Not really. I mean, it gets me an extra energy to float, but I'd rather have this available. 3, 4... Well, I won't have to pay mana for this. All the cards left in my deck except Moon Girl are 1s or 0s. So I guess it is kind of free to play, and I don't think whatever they're playing cares about Shadow King, so I'd rather just start locking down this lane. I actually need... No, I don't need to play it here for free She-Hulk because extra turn, but... I definitely don't mind playing the bots lower down though, because it's a lot more fun to me than playing like all the real people who are just playing Arsham, because that deck is silly and has such an inherent advantage in a mode like this. In terms of information. Ready to pop off? I'm ready to pop off. I'm so very ready to pop off. I like me some big motherfucking monkeys. Holy shit, we might lose. Holy shit, we might lose. Oh no. No, just kidding, we're fine. Safety was right, Porter was really good. That's the most competent bot play I've seen in a minute. Bum 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 ba na na na. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good good Thursday. You're locked out. You're free. You're free, Safety. You're free to do anything else. It's a blessing. Not my bubs. No one's playing Jello. Oh. Yeah. That's not so good. That's not so good. If only there was some kind of robot that could help with long queue times. Someone should let them know about that. I feel like it's an idea they haven't considered. Like no one, it's because It's because the bots are gone from Jello and above. It's Friday for me now. It's Friday for me now too, actually. She called me Ben 10. I got the green on. That's so funny. You're so lucky you're getting so many bots, free bubs. I think it's just the MMR. It's like the game's trying to hide me from all the other people down here. It is pretty free though. Can't deny that. This is a bot, right? You don't miss. Issue with this is I don't actually have that great of a final play, but fuck it. Could be worse. I immediately take back what I said. It could be worse, he said. Alright, well. At least there's no, well, I mean, what's the worst that could happen if I just Shadow King their Mystique, right? Surely? Wait, can I actually outpower the right if they play nothing? 7 and 7, 14. This isn't crazy. Fuck it. Although they have like they drew 3 0 cost cards, but let's watch it pop off, dude. Who cares? It left. It left. So silly, man. It's so fucking silly. But if there are robots, people would cheese this $40 card. Yeah.
I love this game.
Why did they retreat? The world may never know. I certainly don't. Well, we're climbing. What's the card at? 15 million? I have 41,000 bubs. Wait, do I... Oh, that's my total. That's my total. I have 9k in the tank. Well, the good news about the card not being the most exciting thing in the world is I don't feel compelled to get it faster. I get it when I get it. I'm gonna stay up all night playing Pokemon. I haven't decided. We are getting near that time where I would normally switch to Pokemon, but I think I might just make tomorrow a really long Pokemon day, because I didn't eat dinner before streaming. And I don't think I have the energy for it. So I think tomorrow's going to be an extra long Pokemon day. I knew today was going to be so very snap-focused because of the diner. Hey, look, a real person, and they're playing Arsham. Surprise Pikachu face. For those who don't know, I'm not actually talking about Pokemon Pocket, believe it or not. I'm talking about Pokemon Platinum.
Or more accurately, Renegade Platinum, a mod for Pokemon Platinum. That's a lot of fun. It makes the game significantly harder. Been playing that on the second half of streams this week. It's been quite fun. We got up to the second gym battle. Finished the second gym battle. And probably gonna do more of that this week, or more accurately tomorrow. I don't really need to draw this hand. Well, drawing. So I lose the monkey, but if I get Hydra Bob, it's significantly better than this Wasp. I don't lose the monkey, but I lose some points on the monkey. But I think this is better. Unfortunately, I drew a thing I didn't want to draw. I was hoping to draw Bob or even Kitty, but or Shadow King wouldn't have been bad either. Created by Arsham, lol. What's up, Delusion? It's going alright. How are you? Do. Great, it's 5 a.m. Well, good morning to you. It's kind of risky to put a second one here, but fuck it. In this house, we have big balls. They move nothing. Oh, Christ on a bike, dude. We're dead. They're hard running that Killmonger, by the way. It has a variant. Remember, kids, this is why... This is an experience, man. Should have played around it. They also left exactly one spot open mid. Generated Fenris Wolf, by the way. I thought first this was the mode where you had 3 big turns. Then I remember that was high voltage and I was sad. Yep. You're not alone there, friend. I think that is the general consensus.
Please don't lose. I bet way too much money on you.
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, at least you can get a card out of it, right? It's got that going for it. Another real player. Rocking that Fenris Wolf. No. 28K and have no car. Oh, why does everything just suck terribly? I'm just out. I'm gonna pay you 320 bubs to fuck right off with your Negasonic. Maybe I should play that deck. I like this deck because when I run into bots, it's so free. And it's good against regular people generally, too. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I feel like you're a good case study in what happens when... even when you have a high collection level, when you take a break from the game, it's just like, holy shit. You feel so behind. And it feels like they have no, you cannot take breaks, yes. Truly a healthy thing for a game to ask of you, right? Just continue as part of the snap tricks, yeah. I don't think Santiago is real, but if he is, I think they're in for a rough time with this hand. This hand bangs. You're gonna see some pretty gross stuff happen here. You fucker. You fucker. How dare you? Who said you could touch my monkey? I sure didn't. So rude. So very rude. Reached a point where I get anxiety missing one mission. Yeah, it's just dumb. It's so dumb. It is truly unfortunate. Goblin that, bro. Oh, bro. Yeah, I mean, I think meta-wise, the game's in a pretty solid spot. It just sucks when you leave when it's not, and then you come back when it is, and you're like, whoops, I can't play anything. Why don't I have Surtur in this deck? Because this is not... The way this deck plays, I don't think it really needs it. Surtur just seems like unnecessary power, and it only works when you're playing multiple She-Hulks, and if you're playing multiple She-Hulks, you're probably already winning the game. You don't need them. Uh, 18, 20, 20, it would be 23. I guess I'll just abandon it and go whole hog middle. Boom. See, does this look like we needed Surtur for more power? We're good. Yeah, I heard Hearthstone just did mass nerfs because their new set wasn't panning out for them. It's always interesting to see that kind of stuff happen.
Full disclosure, you lose, I owe a very large bookie a very long massage.
Bum, 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 bum. Log in after 3 months to get a free deck, yeah. Bum, 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 bum. We played this person before. They're on our show. Bum, 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 bum. No X, by the way. It's gonna be the way. Yeah, I feel that. I do feel it. How many decks does Snap give after being away from 3 months? That's a great question. I'll get back to you when Second Dinner tells me the answer in 2028. I'm just not going to subject myself to this shit. Later, Ice Novice. You have a good night. I'm generally on a late night schedule. Not going super late tonight though, because I want to eat some food and go to bed. Because I got up early today to get ready for the. Got up early today for preparing for the diner video. Well, these are pretty. Ah, they left. Well, thanks for the 640 bubs, bud. I was gonna leave. I was gonna leave too, but piece by piece. Cassandra, Frigga, Cassandra again, Taskmaster. I respect the dedication. I would like to find a Frigga deck I'm more fond of. This is kind of what I want to play. I like this deck. I was playing this last night. I feel like it would not do well against the bots I'm running into. I'll probably have to focus harder on like what my deck choice is when I'm consistently facing humans, but we're not in those tiers yet. Should we split a card? Maybe we should split a card. Everyone likes gambling. That's the real game, right? Play Frigga and negative. That's spicy. I could be convinced that that's not that bad of a home for it. I would like to use this. It's a nice looking variant. This deck's fun though. The question is, what do I split? I don't have enough to split Monkey, sadly. I already have a really good Monkey split anyway. Kind of want to split Thanos, but I don't think I have enough for him either. I think I burned all my Thanos boosters. I'm so close. I have 147. So very close. What do I think of Fenris? I like Fenris. I think I rated this card too highly initially because everyone was thinking, oh, just Shang and Fenris and you're good. And I mean, there will be times when that's relevant, but I've actually found this card to be much better when paired with not Shang-Chi, because I don't know, Shang-Chi, unless you're running into a lot of the Searcher stuff, Shang-Chi isn't a great meta call right now, in my experience. So I've found more success with the card, particularly with Moon Knight, as well as things like Gladiator, Gambit. Sometimes you need the golden line of Wong, Mystique, Iron Man, Frigga. That is pretty golden. Ah, damn. I'm not sure what card I really want to split. I don't need any more good arrow splits. I already got good arrow splits. I got a good Jane. I'm trying to think cards I actually play a lot. Oh, we could do Blue Marvel maybe? I always like me some Zoo. I don't have any crate. And can we get a God split on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could. Split number 6. Alright. Might be Blue Marvel. I think Fenris will get better after people forget about it. I agree, and I think you're already starting to see people forget about it. Yeah, Killmonger's another good one for sure. Moon Knight, I think, is legitimately the best card. I think Moon Knight is far and away the best card with Fenris Wolf. The fact that you can build a deck like this where Moon Knight almost never hits one of your cards, or if it does hit one of your cards, it's hitting Proxima and getting you free stats, while also denying them a card and bringing it back with the Wolf is such insane. It's so swingy. It is very swingy. It's powerful. It is quite powerful. I miss when Captain Marvel was running the move decks. I miss when this card was played more. Holy shit, I played a lot of Nocturne, man. 863 boosters. Holy moly. I did not know I had this many boosters for Nocturne. This was like my favorite card for a while. Still like it a lot. Just don't have as many chances to play it. Alliance rewards. What about Alliance rewards? Oh, the boosters. Maybe? I also just played it a lot. And my initial splits on it I was using the bonus booster system. But I'm sure at least some of those are from like Conquest or the Alliance stuff. Because 800 is a lot for a card that is not that old. Oh, Gwen? Maybe it's Gwen. It's Gwen. Let's split Gwen. Prediction time. Prediction. Start prediction. Ink gold or no, baby? Spend those meme coins. You never know when they'll be worth a lot of money someday. Yeah, Moon Knight has some sick variants. I bit the bullet and I got this one as part of their little web store bundle thing with some credits. I like it. I like these ones too. I got these for free, I think. Just randomly. All in. Let's go. The pixel is actually pretty good for Moon Knight, to be honest. I never split this version. Weird. We need a non-believer to counter the believer. Otherwise no one gets paid out. I really do need to come up with a use for my fucking channel points so people want to gamble. The channel points do very little, unfortunately, right now. Alright, credits from the boxes is the best thing. Freshly eyelash waxed. Yeah, the collector bundle seems bad to me. I haven't looked at the numbers, but not for me. But it's okay. This gold Gwenpool is for me. Bang. Nope. Unlucky. I've had good split luck though, so can't be that sad about it. I could run it back. We could run it back. Do we double or nothing? I'm not trying. I already got Fenris to infinity, and I don't care about upgrading King Eitri. Run it back? Fuck it. Double or nothing. Double or nothing, just because I have exactly enough. We'll split the inked one this time for good luck. I have to collect things off the track first to do it. Otherwise, I'd be 50 credits short. This one is, I think, eligible for a crackle, too. Legion portrait. 2K. All right, all right. We need a non-believer to balance out the believer, though. We gotta make it interesting. We gotta play. There we go. We got someone. You gotta play both sides so you always come out on top. Beat Abigail for 327. There we go. Drum roll, please. Bang. Good split. Unlucky. Doubters rewarded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Truly riveting, indeed. Yeah, firing those neurons. You want to fire some real neurons? Let's risk it all, baby. Let's make a name for ourselves. I'm about to make a name for myself, deck. Up to like 18 Venom splits, still nothing good. That is depressing. I'm sorry to hear it. Makes me sad to hear it. Glob. It's a bot. You know it's a bot when they like insta end turn that quickly after a snap. That can't happen in human games. See ya, Enchantress. See ya, Omega Lol. It's That's so fucking funny. It's Cerebro 5 with Miles Morales, ladies and gentlemen. That's so funny. That's so funny. Like, instead of playing the Nico, I'm just gonna discard 2 and Gambit Shotgun, baby. Time to make a name for ourselves. Bang. Bang. Beautiful. We're doing Conquest Best of 7 end of each week. Best 4. That's fun.
I love this game.
Alright, big money. Big money.
Time to make the chimichangas.
Yeah, I mean, it works when you're, you know, when you're ready to be done. And it's like, all right, I'm just going to YOLO it until it all falls apart. Yeah, Gambit's finally getting some love. You love to see it. I love to see it. Boom, 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 boom. Ace. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Finally got a Jello game. But they didn't snap. Wait 5 minutes for a game, they leave on turn 3. The Marvel Snap experience. I'm just done. I'm gonna go open some packs based. This is a suspiciously human-like play, not gonna lie. Maybe it's just a smart bot. Are they in alliance? They are not. 37k is really high, too. Which often means bot. We got Cassandra Nova, though, so... It's not... It is a bot. It is a bot. Yeah, maybe I should have played one on the left, actually. Bonk! Oh. Moon Knight, Moon Knight, Moon Knight, Moon Knight. Moon Knight, where the fuck are you, bud? I'm gonna get wrecked by Infinite. I don't like it here, man. It's okay, maybe the bot is dumb. Maybe the bot is stupid, chat. Or maybe my double gambit will kill it. I mean, we're making a name for ourselves. Either way. You gotta believe in the heart of the fucking cards. Real believers know. I believe. Easy alt art Porygon in Spanish. Based. That felt tons better than Snap. Yeah. Shocking. It's Infinite. Yep. Come on, Gambit. Come on, Gambit. Come on, Gambit. Oh, he didn't make a name for himself. Disappointing. Or maybe he did, it just wasn't a good name. And we crashed out! We did it! Come back in an hour, sucker! I'm not gonna do that. I am gonna send you guys over to someone else playing this game, and I'm gonna go eat food and enjoy the rest of my evening. I hope you do the same. Thanks for those who stuck around from the raid. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed your time here, appreciate a follow. If you're feeling extra generous, you can check if you have a Twitch Prime sub and help move around some of those Bezos bucks from a billionaire to a humble streamer. But yeah, also if you want more Snap stuff, check out the YouTube. I have some ideas that I think are going to be cool going up on there. Particularly if you missed the interesting economy discussion that went down earlier today. I think that'll be a fun video for me to edit together. Should be good. I'll be back tomorrow. More Deadpool's Diner tomorrow. I'm probably just only going to play this when I can to get it over with because I just want to get the rewards and get out of Dodge. In the meantime, though, I'm going to send you to another snapper for more drops and more dining. I'll send you guys to Samil. Raid Samil X. Show him some love. Have a good night. Back tomorrow. Maybe bonus stream on the weekend if I'm feeling it. We're going to do Pokemon tomorrow, too. More Pokemon Platinum after Snap. Too tired for it today, though. So, have a good one. Peace.